Welcome.
Stop. Now wait a minute. Just stop. I'm just here to visit. Now stop.
Hi everybody. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of the General Podcast. I am your host, Colby, with your lesser important host, Frankie.
That hurts. Every video you decide to hurt me. And podcast, sorry.
Well,
forget about our podcast listeners, sorry.
So for you podcast listeners, behind the scenes, I beat the ever-living shit out of Frankie because he demands money, compensation for his services, and I simply do not provide.
I don't have anything with it.
Well, Frankie,
I know, but speaking of like,
okay,
not paying for our services, we both worked at the same job before.
Yeah, we both worked at the same place for a number of years. You actually got me the job there.
Yeah, I kind of just told my boss at the time to just hire this man.
Yeah, I also had another person who is one of our faithful listeners. Thank you so much. Who wanted me to work there. That also helped. So me and Frankie worked at a food place. We made the rock and roll McDonald's. So essentially, how this worked is Frankie got me the job, and then I never saw him. I worked with him 3 times in the course of a year and a half. Do you have anything to comment on that? Nothing.
I don't really have much because I wasn't there. I didn't need to be there. It's a job.
So
it's
you
a job,
were on the schedule. You're on the schedule.
Yeah, but then I'm like, hey, I don't really want to be there. I don't need to be there.
Holy shit.
Why do I need to be there?
So Frankie was obviously a very, very self-centered teenage boy, huh? Weird.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
So how it worked for me is that I went in there like a good boy, and I did the good boy work. And I worked at a fast food restaurant, and I was the ice cream dude. The place that we worked at was kind of like an L shape, so you're at your main counter. You ordered like all of your fast food, then at like the other counter, the smaller one, you ordered your ice cream.
One. Yeah.
So normally our boss would put the more attractive young females on ice cream.
Like me.
Like Frankie.
Yeah.
And then he started putting me on ice cream. So people called me the ice cream bitch.
He is the ice cream bitch.
Holy shit, dude. I made a lot of money in tips, though.
What did you do for your tips?
Dude, $20 is $20, okay? No, so what I did is that I was very, very nice to customers. I'd give them a little bit more ice cream.
A little bit of sprinkle on the top.
A little bit of sprinkle on the top, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I would always ask them how their day was, and I'd always listen, even if I didn't care in the slightest. If I'm just saying, if you're ordering something, somebody asks you how your day is. If they ask you how your day is, they obviously don't care. They just want to tip.
They don't really care.
Nobody cares
none
about
of us
you.
really care.
Nobody cares about you.
We're sorry if anybody from our past job recognizes us. We didn't care about you.
I cared about our coworkers.
I cared about our Wow. I care about the coworkers.
What customer would fucking come into the store and be like, that guy right there, he made a difference.
Every customer I worked with.
Actually,
I don't know where you're talking about.
At my current job, I literally got somebody who wrote a review and like put my name in it. I got a little certificate. My assistant manager thought it was so fucking funny that he put it up on the door and he put it up on the fridge in my job. And I'm like, God damn. Hell yeah,
Congratulations, man.
Hell yeah. So we worked at that same place, and a lot of our fondest memories were scooping hamburger patties.
Oh yeah,
and crushing them with a pie plate and listening to really edgy music.
Yeah, well, that was some of the edgy music. You got My Chemical Romance. You know,
My Chemical Romance
was just we had 21 Pilots playing.
21 Pilots playing.
We got Panic at the Disco, right?
Jesus Christ!
You remember all that? You remember all that stuff?
I remember all that stuff.
It got tedious after a while. I mean, it's doing the usual burger pound day to day at a job kind of just gets repetitive.
He was so used to handling meat, dude. It was crazy.
I have a meat handling addiction.
He is a meat handling addiction.
So
he just can't help but get paid for it because he does it so much. He's just so good at it.
Yeah, I'm so good at it.
I don't know from experience. He knows it from experience. I don't know. I do not know. I just heard.
What do you think we do underneath this table?
Oh my god, dude! I need another edit. Bruh.
Well, so do you have any funny stories? I have some like horror stories.
So I got some pretty funny stories.
All right,
I remember
let's do one, and then I'll do a horror story.
I remember one time, since I was the ice cream boy, I took this bag of custard, and we had them in like these fucking milk crates. I don't know why they were in milk crates.
Yeah.
But it has this little like tube at the end, like a little cap. So you take off the cap, and the custard comes out of the bag. So I was lifting it up out of the milk crate, and the cap was stuck on something I didn't know, and the cap popped off when I was lifting it, and so I have this bag held over my head, and the thing is just rushing custard at me. It goes from my chin all the way down to my crotch, all the way down to my shoes, and it looks like the Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters just took a he cracked a fat walnut on me, dude.
Oh my God. Cracked a fat walnut on me, dude. You have those stories.
Yeah, you have those stories.
You have the good stories, and then you have the awful customers. I don't know if you ever worked with this one lady that came in. She was this old lady.
There's a lot of those, dude.
I know, but it gets more specific.
Okay.
When you were the cashier, you wanted to die because the number one thing was she told other people behind you that she's going to take a while. Please go around her to the other employee. Do you remember anybody like that? She was an old lady, gray hair, and she used to
if you're going to a restaurant so often, how do you not know what they have on the menu? Like, don't you think about on the ride there if you're like, man, I do take a lot of time to order, so I'm just gonna wait till I get to the counter and take 12 minutes.
Yeah, but the thing about it is she knew exactly what to order. So it was so she ordered. I'm not kidding. She ordered hot dogs. And had to make them specifically in a certain way, and she only wanted one person in the restaurant to cook it. To cook her meal.
Was it the boss?
No, it was his brother.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
yeah, so what happened is the bun had to be toasted on the actual flat top.
On the grill.
On the black.
Yeah, I've had some people do that. I don't get it. I think it just puts grease on it, dude.
The thing about it. What?
Why would the fuck would you... I don't understand that, dude. I've never fucking understand that. Why would you want your toast when we have a fucking toaster that does the exact same thing? Perfect. A toaster that does it perfectly. That is its one God-given purpose in life, is to fucking toast
things.
Toast. And
don't ask. We don't want to do it. I don't do it anymore, but we didn't want to do it.
But why would you put the shit on the grill? Okay, you put the shit on the grill where all the fucking grease is, where all the remnants of the hamburger nobody ever wanted. Pretty weird, isn't it?
The hot dogs.
All the fucking gross shit on the grill. That's like grease and the fat. You put the bread on there. Why the fuck would you want the bread on the grill?
That's not it.
Okay, keep going.
That's not it. So when you worked at that place, you had to press this like add-on, right? And you had to type a fucking paragraph and make sure it was specifically laid out for the person in the back.
Jesus Christ.
And she made sure you typed it, and it had to be typed slowly. And do you remember those screens?
Yeah.
Boink, boink, boink.
Oh yeah,
dude,
you can do that.
Because if your hands were on the actual screen itself, it would register your hands and not your fingers. So you had to go 1, 2, 3. And it was so ridiculous. And this lady wanted her buns toasted a certain way, the hot dogs toasted a certain way, and she ordered 5 hot dogs of the same thing, but there was different toppings. And the toppings had to be... she wanted like 3 peppers and 4 onions. That type of specific shit. And we had to deal with that every week. Every week.
Holy shit.
Do you remember? Do you have any recollection of that?
No, I do not.
You must have not worked with that. She was. I hate that lady. If you're watching,
did you just swear?
I swore. That's all I have to say to her.
I gotta tell your mom. Frankie's mom. Frankie swore.
Colby, Frankie's funny. Just go home.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got one? You got a good one, or you got a bad one?
I thought I had the exact thought of one earlier, but then, yeah, dude, it was here, and then it fleeted. It went away.
Did I ever tell you about the day I worked at a restaurant for an afternoon and then I left? Did I tell you about that one?
Holy shit, you got a great resume, buddy.
So there's this little pizza joint right down the road from our little fast food place. Homegrown Italian, old Italian, you know.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Assholery, you know.
Yeah. Definitely.
So he was a douche, all right?
I don't know the guy.
You don't know the guy.
I just know what restaurant you're talking about.
Yeah. So I went in. And I just came back from another job. After I tried to go back to the place that we were working at.
I'm fucking tired. Yeah.
Probably. But so I completely lost what I was saying. Wow.
I'm so tired. That was an old fucking Italian man.
Okay, so we got old Italian man, and I went in, right? And I asked our old manager to get my job back, and he said, "No, I don't want you here." That's basically what he said. He said no.
He said to me, I even remember him looking at me, "Colby, should I hire Frankie back?" And I'm like, "Steve," I said our boss's name. I didn't finish it. It was Stefano, in case you were wondering.
Stefano.
And I looked at him. I said, "You know what, man? I really like Frankie.
No.
But I do not want his job performance to reflect on me.
Yeah.
So I'm just not gonna respond to your question.
I'm so bad at jobs.
No, not your current job.
No, I'm good at my current job, but this job, man, it was so shit. But I called and he's like, "Yeah, no, we don't want you here.
We don't want." He wants me to come back right now. I work like part-time at a place right now because I'm going to college, and I really like my job. It's really easy. It has a very high risk if I make a mistake. It costs a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of working, like, having to do shit 24/7, it's pretty nice. Do a lot of homework at my job. But I definitely don't want to have a job where... Well, before, there was this assistant manager at that job. And before, he used to be a supervisor. You know, as the normal chain of things go at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
He was a supervisor. Coolest fucking dude you ever met.
I love that guy. I know exactly
coolest dude. He kind of... I'm not going to say... I was going to say something. I'll say it to you after the podcast.
Okay. All right. Little man syndrome? Is that what you're going to...
No. It was a lot worse. But I'm not going to say that in case he watches this.
Yeah.
So... He was coolest dude. Soon as he became an assistant manager, and I don't know how this happens to people. If you work at a fast food restaurant and you're an assistant manager, I'm really, really sorry to burst your bubble, dude. And I'm not saying you don't have value as a person, but you are not the highest shit in the world for being an assistant manager at a fast food restaurant.
Do you want to say the message to him really quickly? Don't be a dick.
And he was.
He was.
He was
you were a dick. You were so nice outside of work too.
Yeah, it was just like when he got in work, like I'd go talk to my boss about something, and we'd be talking because I have a lot of shit that goes on in my life. I'm doing like a lot of things, so sometimes I'd have to talk to my boss about like 10 minutes about my schedule, and my boss is super understanding about it. The boss of that job,
yeah,
dude, one of the best people I've ever met.
Best guy ever.
Literally best guy ever. Yeah. I think I like the only reason I want to go back to that job is just because I like that guy so much.
Because you want to hang out. Yeah.
Yeah. And we talk about something, and this dude, the assistant manager, would be like, hey, can Colby get back to work now? And my boss would look, dude, we're having a conversation. Are you kidding me?
You could barely see over the thing here.
And then it's like the position I worked at, because I always worked at ice cream. Like I didn't need to be there if there was no customers. I got all my shit done really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I just helped other people around the restaurant because I was a nice boy and I did that shit.
Yeah.
And when people are a dick to me like that, I don't see the need to do it. I really don't.
I mean, no offense to this guy. He was a cool guy.
He was a cool dude.
And then
he was a cool dude outside of work. It just went downhill. It's just like
when he got in, it snapped. He went.
If you are an assistant manager at a fast food restaurant, I'm sorry, you are not the hottest shit in the world. I hate to say it. You're not the CEO of Apple.
Nice.
Just be nice. Like people will listen to you, and if they don't listen to you, that's when you become a dick.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, all right, dude. Well, if you're telling me to go fuck myself, I'm gonna tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're just if you're just a dick for no reason, nobody wants to work there.
Exactly.
I'm probably not gonna fucking do anything if you're just an asshole to me for no reason.
So if any of you aspiring fast food managers are, don't be a dick. That's all I have to say to you. Also, store managers from a old pizza place that I was talking about earlier, don't be a dick either. But you,
I don't know if they were a dick, Frankie. I think you just didn't want to work there.
Your employee will leave after a 5-hour shift and never come back. I even said, I don't know what my excuse was to not go back. I was like, I called on the phone. I'm like, oh man, yeah. I just broke my femur.
You said you were in the hospital.
I said, yeah. I was like, yeah. I completely just broke my femur.
I broke my femur.
And the guy's like, okay. He's like,
what do you expect me to say, dude? I broke one of the hardest bones to break in your body. One of the most painful things.
I didn't break anything else either. It was just my femur.
One of the most painful things any human being can experience is breaking your femur. Breaking your femur has a higher pain equivalent than childbirth.
That's why.
And you just chillax said to this guy, yeah, I broke my femur.
I broke my femur. I acted the thing about it though is I acted like I was in pain. That on the phone, I was like, oh, dude, I like totally, I didn't break my femur at all. I just didn't want to be there.
Of course you didn't break your femur.
No, like I didn't want to be there. I hated that job so much. I went and then I decided I was gonna go work at a drugstore and
so you were a drug dealer.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're admitting.
Yeah, nice job. Every goddamn episode.
Yeah, you already fucking killed Oprah.
Yeah, Oprah's shit, dude.
Get away from me, dude.
Tell her. Anyway, yeah. Then I worked at a drugstore. That was fun. Drugstores. Speaking of little man syndrome as being a boss.
Don't talk about your penis like that on the show, please.
The boss. Dude, I always talk about my penis indirectly on the podcast. But anyway, don't be a little man, you little bitch. He basically made me quit.
Don't be short, man. Don't be short.
Don't be short. Short dumb.
There used to
Everybody that's short that's watching this, you're not dumb. The other people that don't watch this that are short are dumb.
Do you remember the radio station that used to be near our area where they'd be like, "Don't be stupid," and then during the Black Lives Matter movement, the female radio person used the N-word, and it's like, what did you?
Don't be stupid.
She got kicked off. She's never getting a job again.
I mean, good job. Good job.
That's pretty impressive, man. I'm just gonna say, if you have the balls to do that, like
just on air,
right in the middle of that, being a public figure.
And they were some popular,
fucking balls.
Dude.
They were really popular.
They were super popular.
It was one of the most popular radio stations in our area, and I do not know how you let that slip, or how like the people in booth like just don't give like a 5-minute delay before.
Yeah, and they're just like, oh yeah, dude, this is gold. This is great. Let me just keep this in. It's like, really, man.
I think the only time I ever was on radio was when I called. Yeah, I was on the radio.
You were on a radio?
I was on that radio station.
Really?
Yeah, before they got kicked off like 2 years earlier. They were talking about. I hear Frankie's mom outside the door. Anyway. They were talking about this one dude, alright? And he lived across from children, and somebody called in, and they were talking about it, and he was like stripping in his window. And so people were calling and saying it wasn't illegal. So when I went to school, I was studying like criminal justice. That's what I was. So we had this thing at our school where it was 4 hours, where like you did regular school, and 4 hours where you like did like a special kind of school. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was special. They did the special kind of school.
Yeah. And
I went for criminal justice at this school, and I studied like the penal law.
Penis.
Yeah, the penis. The way of the penis.
Penis law.
Showed that to a lot of the special students. They said, this is consent, and this is not.
And this is my penis.
Yeah, I thought baton training was kind of weird.
He just sat on the table and we're just,
Yeah.
We should get one right on the back. back wall right here.
YouTube demonetized immediately.
No, I'll just sit right in front.
Oh yeah, you'll sit on it, dude. But
What do you think I'm
anyways,
sitting on right now, man?
anyways, so we talked about the penal law a lot
Yeah.
for the state we live in, and I read exactly about a situation like that in the penal law 'cause my teacher was talking about it. My teacher would go over current events, and it wasn't a current event that day about the same thing. But I called the radio station. I literally cited the exact penal law, and I'm like, no, it says directly in our state's penal code that this is illegal and you cannot do this. Right. And I read out the exact article, and they're like, oh, okay. How old are you? 16.
And
I lost all credibility. Like,
16. Oh, all right. He's reading out of this child's book, young years, man.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting though, being on a radio. It was really nerve-wracking. I don't know why.
I was in the newspaper.
Oh, what were you in the newspaper for?
So I was in a bus accident my second day of kindergarten. Oh,
I thought you were gonna say you're in the newspaper for having a face for radio, but.
Maybe. I said the N-word on air. So.
You said the N-word on air. So now we have to podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been kicked off to this shit here, and he just.
For full disclosure, if this video ever blows up, Frankie
I did not say
never
the N-word.
said the N-word.
And anytime.
Every one of our black friends is. Wow, that sounds racist, but every single black person I know is not giving Frankie the N-word pass. They said, Frankie, you are a cisgendered white male, and you do not deserve it.
No.
I don't care.
Not even our friend that was on a previous podcast. He didn't even get... No. I wanted to ask him during the podcast, but I knew what the answer was going to be. He wouldn't give me it. And I've asked him so many times for this, and I can't.
Oh my God.
I guess
you are taking yourself into a hole.
But I guess I'm just not meant to say it, and nobody else should say it.
Yeah, I think we should just replace every bad word with the bruh sound effect. What do you think?
Every bad word or Borger.
Borger. Dude.
Borger.
So that was season 2, episode 2 of the General Podcast.
Yeah.
I have to go home, go to bed. I am very tired.
Yeah, he yawned twice during this entire podcast.
Yeah, actually 3 times.
3 times.
I'm about to yawn again, so we gotta end this shit quick. So remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
YouTube.
And we're gonna point our hands down like this, and maybe I'll edit something in. Don't do fucking idiot right here. Subscribe to Justin General on YouTube.
Yep.
And press that. Press that
bell. Also,
if you're on Spotify, remember to follow our podcast and listen to every episode. And remember to repeat the ads.
Our Instagram
over and over. Follow the Instagram at _the General Podcast _.
We do polls and we feature your answers on our podcast.
We love you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And
goodbye.
Now wait a minute, just stop. I'm just here to visit. Now stop.